Hi, welcome back to Velo News TV. I'm Neil Rogers here at the start of Stage 5 in Chablis, another installment of the Chris Horner Diaries. Chris, we've got 8 climbs today. It's the first real test going uphill. Some are saying the tour officially begins today. Do you agree with that?
I would say you're going to see some action happening today from the start to the finish. I don't know if you're going to see the favorites really coming out of the field and really putting on a show on the last climb or not, but I think you're going to see the second tier guys just behind them maybe doing a little bit. And then you see there's going to be a lot of tacking. Everyone thinks that there's a possibility for a break going today. So with that in mind, then you're going to find out, who really wants to race for the overall GC? Is it going to be a sprinters team coming in the front today to bring a break back? I don't think so. But it's going to be one of the GC teams that's going to have to control things. Also, you still have green jersey there. Boonen can quite possibly get over that last climb. Don't think it's a good one for Robbie. It's not something where, in the predictor bus right now, where we're sitting there going, okay, we want a field sprint. We're not looking at that. We're looking at putting someone in the move. Hopefully, if we miss that, then we're looking at just staying with whichever team's going to ride for GC and then waiting for the final climb to put it down. Because the Cat 3 at the finish is going to be harder than the Cat 2 in the middle.
Sure. What about CSC? Do you anticipate they're going to try to put any more energy into preserving that jersey?
I think they're going to hope to put someone in the break first. Yeah. They're going to try to get someone in the break, hope for that, be willing to give up the jersey if they have someone in the break that can win a stage or possibly take the jersey that way. But I think if they miss the break, they're going to ride for it still.
It's almost the profile today almost seems like a Flèche Wallonne, or not a Flèche, but maybe an Amstel or a Liège. It's got a lot of little hills, nothing too tough. So maybe CSC goes for a guy like Jens or Schleck.
Yeah, and Cancerella can get over that final climb too. I fully believe that. I was riding with him at Tour Suisse. He was fantastic. We hit a last climb on stage 2 or 3 there in Tour Suisse, and he made over that climb with the front group too. He can make it over this climb. I'm 100% certain of it. So if they want to ride for him, he can have the jersey for 2 more days. But like I said, I think they're going to shoot for putting someone in the break first and hope that that's an option so they don't have to work all day, and then switch to plan B, which would be if they miss the break, then they're going to go for Cancerella protecting the jersey as long as they get some help from some of the other GC teams, which they will.
It seems like every year there's a sort of a patron in the peloton. Is Cancellara that guy because he's in the jersey? Is there a boss in the group?
Doesn't exist. Not this year. It's gone. Patron is gone. Lancer is over. He was the last dominating rider for certain. Even last year with the way Floyd was riding and stuff, no one was dominating. No one was the head guy in the field last year. Floyd had the form last year to be the head guy, but he didn't have the team to back it up. So guys, Floyd pulled over and went for a pee or something. Guys were still attacking. It didn't, they weren't worried about Floyd getting upset and him putting his team on the front to bring him back. And that's basically what Lance had. What really the head leaders got to have is not only the form to back up a win in the Tour de France, but they got to have the team so that if you piss the guy off, he's going to put his team on the front and just pull you back just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Maybe Vinokurov will fill that role later. That sort of remains to be seen.
Absolutely, that's a possibility. At this particular point in time, Vinokurov is a really quiet guy. He races 100% aggressive. He's a good guy. I think you're going to see him a little calmer this year because he is a big favorite to win it. But he's not the type of guy that is going to pull someone back just because you upset him.
I've been battling a little bit of a cold the last few days, and I'm kind of on the flip side now. I'm rounding the corner, but I remember last year you were sick at the start of the tour, and I can't imagine how you could race the Tour de France sick. I mean, how do you get through it?
One day at a time. There was myself and Gert Stegmans who won one of the stages just the other day, and he had some bad days last year during the tour. I had 4 really bad days, worst days ever on a bike that I would have never want to relive through again. And you just do it. You get through the stage, and you get in the bus, and you hope to have a better day the following day.
Now's the time when we field a question from one of our viewers. I was going to say readers, but this is more of a viewer. And today's question, as we read off the phone here, comes from Marty Johnson from Brisbane, Australia. And he writes, what is it like riding for a Belgian team so far as difference of culture? I know there are riders from many nationalities in Predictor Lotto, however it is dominated by Belgians. How does this affect the overall culture of the team?
Well, Marty, riding with Predictor Lotto is actually about the best that I can hope for as an American, because the mentality is pretty much about the same. They're really more than like Americans. They're more like the Australians. They're really easygoing guys, want to go have a beer after the stage or something. But for me, the English speaking's on the bus. There's also, of course, a lot of Flemish speaking on the bus, but everyone understands English. The few times when I have a rider that's not real fluent in English, they understand French, and I speak a little bit of French. So for me, this has been absolutely the best team I've ridden with in Europe for sure, and the easiest for me to adapt to.
I know you've really enjoyed riding with this team, and we're running short on time. We need to let you go. So tomorrow we'll find out if you think you'll be riding with this team again next year. If you have any more questions for Chris, go ahead and send them in to VeloNewsTV at InsideInc.com. And Chris, good luck today, and we'll look for you tomorrow.
Thanks again. I'll see you then.